we're going to go over one of my favorite CTC tools, Project Processor, which is really the Swiss Army knife of CTC tools. And it's just got everything built into it, great for batch processing. So we're going to go through that, go through a live demo, learn all about it. So I just wanted to introduce myself real quick. I've been in the industry for just over 10 years now, and joined ATG not too long ago, and love teaching about all the CTC tools, helping with BIM management. We have a great production team, and our sales team is just awesome. So it's been great being a part of the ATG family, and I just love sharing how great these tools are, because I didn't know about them for the longest time. I wish I knew years ago. So they're so powerful. The project processor is particularly awesome, helps keep your projects really clean, saves lots of time. So I'm going to go through it and teach you guys about it. And feel free to post any questions in the Q&A or save them for the end, and we'll do a Q&A then. Let's see. All right, so we're going to focus on cleaning Revit models in multiple ways. I'll go through the project processor interface and show you all the different ways of doing it and how it's so effective. Some of the things like swapping out line styles, text, things like that, and as well as links. So it's going to be really good. So project processor is part of our BIM batch suite. Comes with a bunch of great options for cleaning up your projects. We've got the family exporter, the family loader, plotter and exporter, projects and families upgrader, and really powerful project processor, which we're going to focus on. All of these are great tools, and we touch on them in other webinars. Feel free to ask questions about them. And we also have some great links. Every single one of these has YouTube videos on the CTC YouTube, and lots of great tools out there. So again, this is what it's going to look like when I jump into Revit in a second. But this is our batch suite. You'll see this up in the ribbon, and project processor is the one we're going to focus on. So let me jump out of here and just jump right into it. So we've got Revit 2023 running over here. I already had it open. So I want to navigate over to your CTC software tab in your ribbon. This is where I've got all my CTC tools. If you download them, this is where they'll populate. Every tool set comes with a set of free tools as well as licensed tools. So when you do the free trial, you get these free tools for life. So these lighter colored ones, over here, we've got family tools, preview manager. These are all part of the BIM Manager Suite. Any of the light colors, they're going to be free, and you're going to get those forever. So these family exporter and family loader, they'll stay with you even if you don't sign on long term, which you definitely should. But if you don't, you get to keep these indefinitely, and there's tons of great free tools in all of our suites. All these are really useful. Check out our check out CTC YouTube, learn more about them. Really great tools out there. So today we're going to be focusing on the BIM batch suite, specifically project processor, which is a licensed tool. And so you navigate to the CTC software tab in your ribbon, and you click on that to open. And we've got this interface here. So project processor has the ability to clean up multiple projects all at once. A lot of our BIM Manager tools, and here I'll back out of this real quick. A lot of these tools from our BIM Manager Suite in blue, they're all built in to the project processor. That's why it's kind of like the Swiss Army knife tool, because these are some of the tools you'll use on an individual project, like Type Swapper. Great for swapping all kinds of different types, text or line styles or all kinds of things like that. But that's for one project at a time. All of these work on one. But when you're wanting to do things in mass and really handle all your projects at once or change a lot, Project Processor is the best way to do it. And it's got all those tools embedded in it so that as you're moving through your projects, you can really clean things up quickly, and really you can save any of these processes. And if it's something you repeat weekly or monthly, or anytime you're about to sort of share a project, it's great to if you have a configuration of the way you cleaned it, you can save it and then rerun that again. So you don't have to re-click through all of the different ways that you
Hey,
have
Evan,
cleaned it. Yeah,
real quick.
sure.
It looks like no one's seen your Revit.
No one's seeing my Revit. Okay.
Yeah, we're just seeing your slides.
Interesting. I must have just shared, not the screen, but the PowerPoint itself. Let me go back. Let me do a new share. Thank you. Let's see. Screen one. This should do it. Thanks for saying something. Are we able to see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, it hadn't done too much in here yet, so I will jump back and see if I can move the zoom at the top. No, you guys can't see it, but it's blocking the top here a little bit. So we've got our CTC ribbon. Can I move this? Yes, there we go. All right, so in our ribbon at the top here, you've got the CTC software. And again, the lighter tools, these are the free ones in the ribbon. The blue tools over here are your BIM Manager tools. Purple, which we'll be focusing on today, specifically Project Processor right here. So the light ones are free. And if you download our free trial, you get to keep all these light tools. Again, these are all free tools, and then you've got the premium tools over here. So different ways to organize it, depending on which tools you like. You can set your settings real quick to either display as I have it here, or you can change it and just display it as a drop down, because there's so many great tools, and they'll fill up your whole ribbon. So I wanted to make sure I was displaying these for today, although I use these project tools all the time as well. So you get to keep that. And again, I was just saying earlier, a lot of these BIM Manager tools, these are all built into the project processor. So these guys over here, type swapper, schedule parameter resolver, family processor, these are all great to use when you're working on a single project. But if you want to do it in mass across a handful of projects, this is the way to do it. So you open up project processor here. One click and it pops up. This is the interface. Make this a little bigger. So along with all of our CTC tools, you always get at the top, one of my favorite things is this quick link. If you were to click this, it's going to take you directly to YouTube and directly to relevant videos to whichever tool you're in. So if I just back out of this, just to show you real quick, if I go in here and open Type Swapper, where's that? I think it opened on my other screen. Just a second. Oh, there it is. Try it one more time. Not this time. Oh, well, anyway, all of our tools have a great link, takes you directly to them. You can also get on YouTube and just search for any of these names. But if you're in Revit, you're working with them, they all have a great link there. And also you can always contact support for help with any of these tools. I had mentioned that you can also save your configuration. So I'm going to go through process and show you all of these different options. But once you have that set, if it's something that you like to repeat before you share a project with the team, say you've got a large firm, 100+ people or something, you're about to send out a project to a large group, multiple teams, or something like that, and you want to clean up the project first before you send it out, get rid of all that excess. You don't need to send a bloated file with all sorts of content in it that's not being used. So you want to clean that up, make it as lean as possible before you share it. And if it's a configuration that you like that you're going to repeat, you can save that configuration and just load that up again before, so you don't have to recheck through and set that up. So great tool and great for reusing again and again once you have it down to exactly the way you want it to work. So for those of you that run scripts, we've got the before and after script. So at the top here, it's kind of in the recommended order when it comes to process. So I'm not someone who works with scripts, but if you are, then you'll know you want to run certain scripts before you clean up the project and then again after. So you would click on scripts here. You can click add and it'll take you to, you can navigate to whatever file you've got your scripts in and you can load them up and run them first. You do that there. And then again, same thing at the bottom. And that's why it's listed twice, because it's often recommended to run the script, whatever it does, and then run through your cleaning process for all of these different options. And then you can run that script again to make sure it's all set as you need. So script option, really good for people who work with that. Let's see. So then we've got all our files here. So you've got the rename option, which is great. You can rename your views, templates, filters, and sheets. And again, it's across multiple projects. So you can have one project, it would work for one, but you can also, you can run it on an open project. I've got my sample project open here and I could run it on whatever's open, or I can click through and add the files or views for any project or any series of projects all at once. And that's why it's in the batch suite, because we can get everything to align across multiple projects all at the same time. So if you've got the rename option, you can click through your views, you can add them. You get all these options, so you can set the discipline, the type, and get really specific to exactly what you're looking for. Is it dependent? Is it not? Which phase is it in? And you set all of these, and I'm just clicking through a little bit randomly, but you can select the sheet, any specific properties, all these options, and it's going to list everything that you've got in your project. Whether you want to show new, what's the value? And then it also has this find and replace option. So you're specifying the view and all of those settings, and then you can say, all right, find, I don't know, my code plan, and then you can replace it with something else. So say you want to replace your code plan, I don't know, with the demo floor plan, whatever it is, you can set anything, set it to find one, replace it with another, and it'll work across all of the project that you have uploaded into a running project processor. And again, same thing with templates. You can check multiple templates all at once. Say you've got maybe 4 different templates. If you're a large firm, you've got your architecture team, engineering team, and a visual team or something like visualization. You're sharing that out. They all have their own template, but you want to make a change across all 3 of those templates all at the same time. You can specify them here. So say I've got an architectural template, add another one, a coordination template, and electrical. So we've got all of that. And then you can set the types, what are we trying to work with? You can set them all here. Select the name. And then you're telling it, what is it looking for? So if we're looking for 3-door export view, and then what do you want to replace that name with? And you can do that, set it in here, whatever it's going to be, and you can do that across multiple templates all at the same time. And you can also remove them if you've changed your mind, you don't want to work with it, click on it, hit remove, back that out. So you've got that, you've got your filters as well. So when you click on filters, I've got parameter filters and selection filters in here. So you could click either of those or whatever types are coming up in your filter lists. And again, you can just run through, click any of the names, search, what is it trying to find? And then what do you want to replace that with? So great tool. Also with sheets. So if you want to rename any sheets. So the one thing with this is it can tell the difference between a used sheet and an empty sheet. So a used sheet is any sheet that has views on it already, and it's going to read an empty sheet. Maybe your empty sheet would have your standard title block or something on it. But if it doesn't have any views, placed on it, then it's going to read it as empty. So you select, do you want to run through all the used sheets or all the empty sheets? And you can specify who the author is. If you've got a series of names listed, that'll all populate here. Which sheet number, select that. If, across multiple projects, you've got them all open, you need to make a change to your cover page or whatever your first page is, or any page, you can select it here if it's consistent, or if you need to make it consistent. So, you select that. Which property you can change, set the value again. And then you can search for a name, a number, or both, and then you can use the find and replace tool right in here. And you say, what are you looking for? What do you want to change it to? And you can do that across multiple projects on your sheets. A great way to keep things updated, consistent, awesome for renaming. So that's the renaming section. If you go into swap here, check that, check none. So you can use these tools up here. Just hit this check button. That'll run everything, and you can set them all up, or hit check none. Got that. So again, for the tools, you've got the swap option, which is essentially Type Swapper, our BIM Manager tool over here. And it's built in batch, so you can swap all kinds of types across your projects this way. So let's see, basically got that checked. Anything, line types, text styles, all kinds of things, any types, swap them out here. Great tool. And let me just try exiting that, pull it back up. All right, so now I have it on swap. There we go. So here we got dimension styles. You can add that. All your dimension styles will be listed here. You can pick any one of them from the family. There's all your styles. So, what am I working with? And then what do you want to replace it with? So if across the board, say you've got, I don't know, this radial 332-inch aerial, then you've just changed it. Maybe you're not using 332 anymore, different size. Run it in here, set that up and say, well, we're replacing all of those 332 aerials with any alternative, and you can select that and it'll just change it to that. So, maybe a good example is switching from linear with the aerial arrow back to standard. Whatever you need to do, whatever you're trying to change, really easy to do it across all your projects in here. So this is for dimension styles, replacing those. Same thing works for text styles. So you come in here, I've got all the text styles, and you don't want too many in your project, bloating it up. So if you're not using any, you have some old relics that you need to move on from, you can load up a few projects in here or templates, whatever it is, select whichever text style that needs to be changed. I can replace all my 1/8 inch with any of these, or if you've created a new one, it'll populate and you can select the new one. And then afterwards, you can delete the extra one. And we'll get to that in a second. So we've got text types, again, with line styles. And you can do a bunch all at once. So we've got the add button, the remove button, just check these to remove it. And got all my line styles populating here. Pick any one of these, whatever it is, whatever you want to replace it with. So if there's a whole series, get them all set up all at once. If you've got a whole setting suite set, you save that, and then you just open it again. It's going to pre-populate everything, all of the settings that you've set up. So if you know you're going to do it again, it's just a one-time process, and then you can just keep running that by reloading that configuration that you've saved. So that's a great way to do it. If you ever need to, you can just clear the selection. That'll clean things up, clear all the configurations you've got open, and it'll reset for you. So again, we were on swap. Check none. And check none. Swap. I'm just going to restart that in there. Sometimes you just got to exit it, restart it when you jump back like that. There we go. Oh. Let's see if I hit start. That's just going to show you that it's actually running. So after you've got everything loaded, you hit that start button, and it's going to tell you that it has taken place. And this is your little record of that. I also have an options tab up here, just remembers the size and position of the window. So I stretched it a little bit for the demo to make it a little bigger, to make it smaller. It'll remember that if you check that box in there. Got a little water. All right. Projects, processes, swap. There we go. So I went over line styles. You can also do your line patterns. So you come in here, all your line patterns. This is to be expected at this point, but say I want to change my dash to a dash dot dot or whatever it is. Select, click that, have that set up, add another one. And once you've got them all selected, you hit start, and it's going to run through all the settings you have checked. It's going to process all that across all the projects that you have loaded into Project Processor, clean everything up. So you've got your line patterns, same thing with fill. You've got the types. Is it drafting? Is it a model? Select any of these, and then you can replace it with any of the other fill patterns. So hopefully you're getting the hang of it now. Pretty easy to use tool, pretty intuitive. Click on whatever you need, and it kind of walks you through it. Click add, and just make your selections in each category. And once you're done, you process it. So you've got fill patterns, and last but not least, you've got materials. So you can swap out any of your materials, pick them in here, and then just replace them. Really easy. Yeah, so pick anything you want. It'll swap all copper from this chrome or whatever you need to do. So it's a great way to do that. You can do a lot of materials all at once. The more you add, the longer it takes, depends on the processing power of your computer. But a little bit at a time is not going to take too much processing power. But that's how that works. All right, let's jump down here to clean. Check that. So we've got in here, clean, basically project cleaner from the BIM batch suite. Here, I'll exit that. We're here, project cleaner, one of our free tools, great for individual projects, but again, built into the project processor to use in batch. So you've got that here for the process. You've got clean selected. So across the top, basically similar to type swapper, but just to clean them out. So you've got all your line styles, patterns, all those categories we had just seen, dimension styles, text, materials, and you also have your viewport types as well. And then also sheets, views, templates, filters, links, imports, all that good stuff, parameters. So any one of these, you can click on it, you can add them. Again, used or empty, empty being no loaded viewports in there. Select the author, the number, property, the value, and this is just going to clean them out. So you can add as many as you need to. Add your views, types. So I need to clear out the ceiling plans before I share this with team or something like that. Run through this, pick exactly what I'm trying to clean up, and that's how you run it. So you set all that up for clean. Same with templates, filters. What's something we haven't looked at yet from the past year? We did rename and swap, but they didn't have links in there. So you can look at that. You can clean up your links if you've got anything used or unused. Say you want to clear out all your unused links. So you just select that, select the type, clear out my CAD links or my Revit links. And I've got some paths in here. You can click that, and that's just going to clear out any unused links. Same thing with imports. So run through here. Is it used? Is it unused? Well, if I'm not using it, I don't need to send that to the team, send that heavy bloated model with all these imports in there. So just going to set this to unused, and then, whatever it is, clear that out. And when I run it, it's just going to get rid of it. So keep that model lean. Same thing with images. If you've got any images in your project, used or unused, it's going to know if it's being used or not. You can run that out. Last but not least, we've got parameters in here. So you can pick any category, analytical beams or whatever it is, and specify exactly what it is per that category. And if it's something you don't need anymore, you can clear it out here. So maybe you've swapped it first. You ran through your swap category. You've, say you've gotten rid of your dimension styles or something, you just deleted. What do we have? Say arrow filled 332 aerial. And then you go down to clean, go to your dimension styles, and you find that one that you've just changed, and you just get rid of it. You list it in here, and then it'll be cleared out of your project, and you don't have to worry about it. So great tool, really good way to just clean up your project, and it's got it all built in once. Really is the Swiss Army knife of our tools here. So then again, we've got purge function, just like in Revit, but within the CTC tool, you can select, what am I trying to purge out? And whatever you check on here, it'll just run through all of that and purge it. So you don't have to do it, purge everything. You can just purge families and symbols, or just system families and styles, any of these. So you get a little more options when you use this category. Say you want to get rid of all your fill patterns, you just have that checked, running through everything. And when you hit start, it's going to clear out all the fill patterns for you. So with clean, you have a lot more specificity. You can select exactly what you're trying to clean out item by item. But if you're trying to do something bigger, you want to just get rid of all the materials or something like that, you can do it this way. Check that box, they'll all be cleared out, and then you could reload in exactly what you're trying to have in your projects. So you've got your purge category. On here, we can do parameters. No shared parameters right now. But basically, you get a list of all the shared parameters, and you're going to be able to select them and then move them over to here. I guess I don't have any in this project, so it's not going to work because they're not open. It's going to read that, and nothing to work with, so don't have to worry about that. You can also select whether it's instance or type parameters. Check them and then move them over. So that's great. You've got your parameters, your categories, instance types. You can set all these different settings, value source, all of that, and you can replace a shared parameter or remove it. You got all those options with your parameter category. So you have to link the shared parameter file path to start, and you click these three dots. That'll take you to your browser, and you can navigate to your shared parameter file, and then you'll be able to set that up. Over here, we've got links. You can check to include work shared projects. Again, links is basically the import and link manager from our BIM management suite. So doing that, but again, in batch for project processor. So you can run through, add a bunch of links through all your projects, check all the CAD, all the Revit links, anything, whatever you've got load them up in here. You can replace the path as well in here. So you can do it all at once instead of having to navigate through the Revit manager, selecting one, reload, restatus, repath it. You can do them all at once here. So you've moved the file, you've got them all, you know where everything is. You can just repath it all at once in here. So say, what are you finding? What are you replacing it with? And you can navigate to that. And it will let you put a Revit file into a CAD file, but it's not going to work. So we want to grab a drawing file for CAD. Make sure you've got it set up properly. Replace that, and it'll swap one CAD file for another all at once. Same with your Revit files. And that'll read all of your links in here. So great way to use that. See, so we've got this. We've got our links. And then last but not least, if you're someone who's using scripts, you would add that in here, grab your final script to run after you've cleaned up the project, audit it, make sure everything is clean, there's nothing corrupted, and then your project should be lean and ready to share with your team. So great way to clean everything up, get projects really lean. This is the way to go. Great tool. So that is most of the interface. Again, this link here, if you want a quick refresher on how it works, you click that link. It's popping up on my other screen, but bring this over and we've got 2 videos on YouTube here that'll just take you in depth through how to clean your Revit projects. So clicking that, awesome way to just get a quick refresher, run through those, and it'll tell you a lot about how each tool works. So I love that link, use it all the time, make sure I'm up to date, and highly recommend the CTC YouTube. A lot of great videos, helps you really make the most out of all these awesome tools that we have here, helps keep your projects in shape. So highly recommend it. All right, so I think that covers project processor. Let's see, did I miss anything? I think I went through that swap, parameters, links. And again, if you've got all these checked, let me just hit check all. You can then save that configuration. You can have a file that you've got all of your project processor settings in here. And once you save that configuration, it's going to remember exactly this. So it's recommended to save that if it's something you're going to reuse and you have multiple configurations set up. Maybe it's just for your internal team that you have one configuration, another one set for cleaning up your templates. Great way, put the time in up front to get all this loaded and then save it. And you can easily reload those configurations and run them real quick. So you don't have to spend a lot of time over and over again, rechecking your selections if it's something you're going to be repeating. So a great way to do that there. And again, with scripts, I think, let me add this. It's going to give you all the possible script types. So you could run program, CMD, .bat, batch files, or PowerShell scripts. That's a little out of my wheelhouse, but if you're someone who works with scripts, then you'll know these are the file types that it supports, and you can run those on there. Okay, so I think at this point, we can open it up to any questions. Let me see, let me go back to my PowerPoint real quick. Exit processor. And here we are. I just want to also mention here that I'm working on a BIMBOX. It's best machine for Revit. We sell them directly through ATG. It's a best machine to process. I can run multiple versions of Revit all at the same time, huge projects, tons of RAM, awesome tool. And I'm sure Justin can tell you more about the BIMBOXes if you have any questions. Our team knows all about them. And it's just a great way to run your projects. I hate when it's loading slowly. I have bad memories of trying to process, and then I just get spinning wheel as it's running through. It never happens on the BIMBOX. It's really powerful and really best way to run run this kind of work. So highly recommend learning more about BIMBoxes, especially if you're getting close to needing a new computer. BIMBox is the way to go. So we've got that. So, at this point, we can open up a Q&A. We've recorded the session, so that'll be sent out to everyone here. And also, if you'd like to download a free trial, we've got this link posted here. And Justin can share that with you. You can also get it from our atgusa.com website. So go ahead, download the CTC tools. The best way to learn them is really to open them up, navigate through them like I was, try running them, play with them, and then also click on that video link, and that's going to take you to YouTube so you can keep learning more. So that's it. I just want to thank you for your time. If any of you want to hang around, we can address any questions, and really appreciate you all being here live for this webinar.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of the other content on our channel.